Yo, what's good, my pack? Elf of the pack right here. And today in this video, man, I'm gonna be doing a review of Eden Zero, chapter 130, Oceans 6. So, dog, the hype in this chapter is unreal, dog, bro. When Shiki finally catches Ziggy, that fight, that fight, dog. I know it's just a long ways away, all right. But I can't help but think about it, and I can't help but get excited, dog. I just know that fight is gonna be hot, all right. So just the way the chapter ended, it got me excited for the future, dog, and also starting things off with this chapter, man. It's something that I joked about. It's something that I guess was hinted at, but apparently we start off with the Interstellar Union Army, and apparently Creed has a little crush. He has a little crush on Hamura. Okay, because this man, he was sitting in, I guess, a locker room or a shower room or something. He was sitting in the room by himself, looking at pictures of Hamura. Just looking at pictures of Hamura. How do you even get those pictures? Doug, how do you get those pictures? Okay, so while he's looking at the pictures of Hamura, Victory walks in and he's all like, "Yo, man, are you looking at porn when you're supposed to be working?" Creed. Oh God. Okay, I'm starting to like these guys a lot more than what I initially did. At first, I didn't really care for them. Now, I'm starting to like them. I'm starting to like them. Creed basically tells him to shut up, and that's not what he's doing, but he's probably having some sort of thoughts about him. All right, I'm just saying. Basically, they just have a short conversation about the Eden Zero. You know, Creed is somewhat interested in him, mainly Hamura. He's talking about how unique their inhabitants are and how they're all interesting. Victory Victory doesn't really care too much about him. He's all like they're small fry. We need to focus on big fish like Nero, Ziggy, and Elsie. And that was basically all that came from that interaction between Creed and Victory. And so we jump to Justice and Holly. Justice is just in his little area all beat up. Holly is video chatting with him, and she tells him that the oceans has gathered on Poseidon Nero's planet number one, the home temple, I believe it was called. And she also tells him that Nero's son Shura was there, and Justice was all like, Shura, I don't care about him. Which kind of surprised me because considering what we saw of Shura, he's basically a sadistic, murderous scumbag. He seems like someone you would want to pay attention to. But Justice is just was all like, I don't care about him. And Holly, or Holy, I'm not sure which to call her. Holly was all like, you should care about him. Nero's old, and when Nero dies or retires, everything in the everything in the Ioi cosmos is gonna go to him. Shura will take over, and when Shura takes over, that's gonna bring great destruction and chaos. And she basically tells Justice to cooperate with their comrades with Eraser and Jaguar. Apparently, Justice is a lone wolf. He likes to play solo. So Holly just tells him to cooperate and that they're on their way. Justice asks her what she'll be doing, and she just like, I got my own thing to do. I got some fish to fry now, and she pieces out. And, something's going on with her. We'll probably see what later. somewhat interested in what's going on with Holly. I'm kind of liking Holly, kind of liking her. She kind of thick too. I'm not gonna lie, but that was all that came from out of that conversation. We then jumped to the temple area on Nero's planet one, and sure is talking to the oceans, and we get to see the characters. You know, we get to see the characters from the contestants that won the original Ether Gear contest on Twitter. You know, and they were all looking clean. They were all looking fresh. I'm real interested in seeing how those characters operate in the story. You know what I'm saying? I will say that Lyra and Callum, they are the baddest looking. Pause. They are the best looking characters. You know, out of all of the OCs that were introduced. I like those two the most. I think they're the cleanest, and I can't wait to see them fight. And we also got two more. Originally, I thought it was just gonna be the winners of the winners of the contest that was gonna be in the oceans, but we got two more. We got I think his name was Sierra and Fabiano. All right, so apparently it's not just six; it's like eight of them. Okay, so our crew when they encounter oceans, they're gonna be heavily out. They're gonna be pretty outnumbered. It's gonna be a lot harder. It was already gonna be a difficult fight, obviously, but our crew's gonna be pretty outmanned and outpowered. I don't see they gonna have a they gonna have a hard time with oceans. Out at the moment, while I'm looking forward to seeing the Eden Zero fight the oceans, at the moment, I don't see how they gonna win. You know, because we know how a majority of the ocean's powers work, and their powers are broken as hell. Okay, not counting Shura, but referring to the original characters that were won in the contest. We know how their ether gears work, and they are broken as hell. So just the crew is just gonna struggle with them alone. All right, but adding more people to the mix for a first encounter, assuming they have multiple encounters, right? For the first encounter, I can just see everybody on the Eden Zero just getting bodied, right? So, cause you know that's how it goes. Usually, when a threat shows up, the heroes usually get beat down, but then a second time they come back and they thrash the villains, you know. So that's what I'm expecting to happen once Oceans and the Eden Zero make contact. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I went on a tangent. I started rambling. But yo, we're in a temple and Nero is talking to Oceans, right? And he's talking to them about how Ziggy ruined Forrester. And let me say this about Poseidon Nero, all right? He wasn't how I expected him to be. Like I was expecting it was said he ruled the Aoi Cosmos with an iron fist, right? But and I was expecting him to be like a ruthless dictator. But the man, he kind of came off as a gentle giant. Maybe it's because he's old. Maybe in his younger years he was a lot more savage. But to me, he just came off as an old man that was like, I don't really care about nothing. I'm tired of this. I want to go to sleep. I just want to chill. He kind of came off as like a gentle giant. Like I didn't really get much of a sense of. There was really no intimidation factor with the Nero. Like he didn't really seem threatening. You know, design wise, he looks cool. He's like a humanoid squid type character. I like his design, but that wasn't. He doesn't really seem that villainous. I don't know. We got to see more of him. But just first impressions, he doesn't seem much. If anything, Shura is built up as more of a villain than he is. All right, which I like. I'm liking Shura a lot. That's a sadistic little bastard. But yeah, we find out that Poseidon Nero's ether gear has something to do with dice. It like apparently it can see he can see into the future, or he can see the outcome of events or something like that. They're his guiding dice or something like that, and that's how he was able to build an empire, right? And he puts all of his fate in this dice, and whatever they say do, he does. And so he was asked what he wanted to do about Ziggy, and I guess in the future he saw he wasn't actively doing anything, so he decided to do nothing, right? Which I was surprised by, but I guess not really, considering the whole time he was talking to Oceans, he was going on about how Ziggy was his friend, how he was a good bot, and how he was wondering if since he revived from the dead, he was coming to destroy him. He just didn't seem like he cared at all, or that he wasn't really interested. So after his supposed future was revealed, he told Shura that he was gonna leave everything to him. And Shura was all like, you better not go back on your word on this, father." And Nero was all like, "I will never be so foolish as to defy my dice." And as Nero left the little meeting room he was in, Shura was all like, "What's foolish, you old man? It's you putting so much fate into those stupid dice, right?" So apparently, Shura doesn't have much respect for his father. he's he's just like a bratty, spoiled child. That's a bratty, spoiled, sadistic child. That's what I get from Shura. But I like him a lot. I like his design. He looks cool. But the so everything regarding what to do with Ziggy and the Eden Zero was placed on Shura. And the Ocean was all like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine with listening to you, Shura. What do you want us to do?" And Shura was all like, "Do you even have to ask? We're gonna crush Ziggy like a bug." And there was this real cool image of him with his tongue out, and him crushing his father's dice on the table. It was a real sick image. I really liked that image. And so I can't wait to see Shura. I out of the all of the oceans, Shura is still the number one character that I'm the most interested in. Out of the oceans, he's the number one character that I got my eyes on. I thought all of the OCs that was introduced, I was gonna be interested in them more, but nah, Shura is still that guy. He's still that goon that I can't wait to see in action. All right. Specifically, I can't wait to see him fight Shiki. Man, you already know that fight is gonna be hot, and you know I have a feeling that when Shura sees Rebecca, oh god, Shura's gonna try to take Rebecca. I can already see it. I can already see it. He's gonna be interested in Rebecca, and dear God, if he tries to hurt Rebecca, y'all remember what he did to those girls, man? He crushed them with the ceiling. Oh man, please God, don't let that happen to Rebecca. Rebecca's baby girl. You can't let her die, man. But yo. So after that scene, we're on the Eden Zero, all right, and we got Hamura, Rebecca, Shiki, and Hermit, Happy and Pino talking to Xenolit, all right. And Xenolit was all like, "Do you know why Ziggy targeted Forrester?" Happy was all like, "Is it because there were a lot of robots there?" And Xena was like, "That's part of it, but I believe that Ziggy targeted Forrester to get to me." And Herman was all like, "If you are truly Xenolith, then that probably is a reasonable cause of action." And Shiki, Rebecca, and Hamar, they was like, "Oh, why would he do that?" And Xenolit said that Ziggy fears him. And Shiki was all like, "Oh, well, yeah, of course, you're his master. You taught him everything He knows. And Xenolit said something that surprised me. He was all like, um, as I am right now, I am a beaten old robot. As I am right now, I would not be able to handle, I would not be able to hold a candle to Ziggy. I am significantly weaker than Ziggy as I am now, which I was not expecting. I kind of had it in my mind that we were going to get a Xenolith versus Ziggy battle. But apparently, according to Xenolith, Ziggy is just going to curb stomp him. Kind of disappointed in that. I really wanted to see a Ziggy and Xenolith fight. But I guess it's just all up to my boy. It's all up to my boy Shiki now, right? And so Xenolith then says, "I have reason to believe that Ziggy targeted Forrester not only because not really because he feared me, but because he feared me meeting you." He says this is Shiki. He feared me meeting you, and Shiki was all like, "What?" Xenolith then said he feared me making you stronger. And then we get this really cool moment, this really cool image of Ziggy, of Xenolith like punching the air, and he says, "Shiki, there's something I want you to do. I want you to find Ziggy and destroy him." Dog, I got so when I read that, I got so hyped. I got so hyped. He's like, "I want you to find Ziggy, and defeat him." I was like, bro, that just made me so hyped. That just got me so pumped up for the future, dog. Cause Xena, it was all like, I'm gonna bestow my power onto you. So we gonna get a training arc with Shiki and Xenolit, which is what I wanted. So I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see how that goes down. I'm perfectly fine with my boy getting a training arc, okay? Because after that disrespectful beating my man guy at the hands of justice, he has to get stronger, okay? He has to. He's not gonna be able to take on Oceans if he fights. Well, I was gonna say if he fights Nero, but Nero's not gonna get involved. He's not gonna be able to take on Oceans, and he might not be able to beat Shura if he doesn't get stronger. So a training arc, it would be gladly appreciated. I can't wait to see what happens. But yeah, man, that's where the chapter ended. Ziggy, damn it, of Xenolit asking Shiki to take down Ziggy. Okay. So I really enjoyed this chapter. You know, for what it was, I really enjoyed it. Maybe we'll see more of Oceans in next chapter. Maybe we'll see them moving out. You know, we'll see Callum and Lyra and I cannot remember the other names. Jesus Christ. We'll see Oceans moving out, and maybe trying to track down Eden Zero, right? Similar to what Drake and Joe did back in the day, tracking them down, trying to follow them wherever they go. But yeah, man, that was the end of the chapter, and I liked it for what it was. It was a really interesting chapter, dog. Can't wait for the next one. So, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this chapter. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in my next video. Peace.